One.
Hey everybody, who's up for some late night crafting? I know I am. So here I'm gonna chalk with you tonight and talk with you tonight. We are going to do a chalk couture project. As you may have seen on my other video, I am now a designer for chalk couture, and I received my my starter kit in the mail the other day, and I've just been itching to chalk something with you guys. I haven't actually tried it myself, so you'll get to do it with me for the first time. And so one of the things I got in my starter kit was this 9x12 8-inch chalkboard. If you can see that, it's really pretty. It's a nice board. It's steel, and it has a porcelain enamel on it, so it's magnetic. You can stick magnets to it. And the other surface that I received is this 10-inch boutique board. Now, you could use any surface. I had also purchased a board at Hobby Lobby that I'll probably chalk on. You can chalk on windows, your furniture, your cabinets, whatever your heart desires, you can use as your medium. So, those are my surfaces, and I also received a couple transfers. I'm really excited because I want to get some of the Halloween and fall transfers and the holiday ones for you guys so we can do those together. But I got this Have Courage and Be Kind one, and I thought it was really cute. So I thought we'd do that today. Now, I received 5 of these chalk pastes in my starter kit. And as you can see here, I had the page marked, but there are quite a few colors, if you can see that. Still getting used to this Archon mount, so you'll have to forgive me. There we go. There's quite a few colors. Those are all the paste colors. And then some really pretty ones. There's also 4 down here that are the in vogue colors, and they're, you know, as supplies last. I'm really excited. I'm getting that pumpkin pie color, so I'm really excited about that. And then over on the page next to it are our ink colors. And I don't have any of the inks yet, but I'm sure sometime soon we'll get into that. Tonight we're just going to work with the pastes. And so basically these are adhesive and reusable silkscreen transfers. Hey Nesta, would you mind moving the picture-in-picture to the other top corner or bottom corner perhaps? Thank you. So these are reusable silkscreen transfers, and if you treat them properly, you can get about 12 uses out of each one. So I think that's really great if you like to make signs, or if there's something that you want to make for your family for Christmas. You could get a transfer and some chalk, and you can just, you know, chalk up a whole bunch of boards and give everybody a really nice sign or a board. But anyway, the colors that I received are Garden Herb, which is this really pretty green color. Peacock, which is this really vibrant, beautiful blue color. Hi, Tammy. Glad you're here. Yeah, I'd love it if you can watch it when your son's done with his homework. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. So another color that I received is this Currant Jam, which is a really pretty mauve color. It's kind of a reddy pink. We're going to use that tonight so you get to see it a little bit closer. And Storm, which is gray and white. So these are the 5 that I received in my starter kit. And I think we're going to use at least 3 of them tonight. I really love the blue. I can't wait to use it in a project, but we're probably not going to use it tonight. Now, when you receive these, they've reformulated the chalk paste, and it now comes with a foil on top of it. So I left this one on here so you could see it. And you want to remove that before you start. You're going to remove it, and then you're going to stir your chalk paste. Now this particular white that I got was the old formula. It didn't have the foil on it, and I had to add just a little bit of water to it because it was a little bit drier without that foil. And that's the great thing about the chalk paste. If you want it to be the consistency of yogurt or sour cream, And all you have to do is just spritz it with a spray bottle and stir it up a little bit, and you're good to go. So if it's dried out a little bit, that's really all you have to do. So I've already stirred these just to make it easier. I don't have the multi-tool yet, but it's a really neat tool to use to apply and also stir up. So this right here is the multi-tool. I'll be getting one of those. You'll see me use it in the future. But tonight I just used lollipop sticks. Now you don't want to use anything wooden because the wood absorbs the moisture in the chalk paste. So they don't recommend that. But a lot of people use plastic makeup applicators. Those work really well. And in this case, you know, the lollipop sticks worked pretty well. You could use a plastic spoon or whatever you might have. Okay, so I guess we're ready to get started pretty much. Since these are reusable, one thing that is recommended is that on the back of your transfer, you write what it is. So this one is Have Courage. I could probably stop there, but I'll put and be kind on there. And again, the reason that you do this is they're reusable. So once I'm done with this and I clean it, I'm going to put it back on this backer. And if I'm working with multiple transfers, I might get the back mixed up. So this tells me which one it is. And it also marks the non-shiny side. So that means I'm not going to accidentally apply my transfer to this paper side and have it get stuck. So that's going to help me out a lot. Now these are a material. So you don't want to pull from the corner because then you're going to be pulling on the bias and it's going to stretch. So actually I'm going to move this board out of my way. The best way to do it, especially if you have a big one, is to actually pull the transfer tape away from the transfer, or the backing away from the transfer, rather than pulling the transfer away from the backer. Because it can fold up against itself and get stuck. They're very sticky. And you don't want it to get stuck against itself, because basically the only way to release that is to run it under running water, and then you have to dry it again, and it just takes up a lot of your time. So I have it off of the backer, if you can see there. So I have it off, and there is this silkscreen material that is in the clear spot so that it catches and just lets the right amount of that paste go through. And you might have seen me attach this to this towel. The reason I'm doing that, it's called fuzzing. The reason I'm doing that is because these transfers are very sticky. And we want it to stick to the surface, but we don't want it to stick so hard that it's going to be difficult to get it off. And also if you're layering, and this is a second or third layer, then you don't want it to pull off the layers underneath of it. So fuzz, fuzz, fuzz. You still want it to be a little bit sticky, but when they're first washed, or even if they're new transfers, they're very sticky. And again, you can see I'm kind of pulling from top to bottom, and that prevents stretching. So I've just picked up a little bit of fuzz off that towel. You want to be careful what kind of towel you use. You don't want to use something that has a lot of, you know, lint on the back that's going to pull off. That might be a little bit too much. Hi Lacey, hi Leah, thanks so much for joining. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put them out there for us. I am able to see them today, which I haven't been able to in the past, and Nesto's still here with me to help me so he can read those off as well. I'm just going to get this, you know, semi-centered. The really great thing about this chalk paste is it goes on wet and it dries hard. So when this is dry, I'll be able to rub my hands over it and it won't come off like chalk does. So you can hang it up, you can keep it like that. You could, if you wanted to really make it permanent, you could also spray, you know, a sealant over top of it, but you could also just leave it the way it is. But if you decide to change it, or you want to reuse your board, or whatever the case may be, then you can just wipe it off with water. And on another video, I'll have to show you, you know, how we can just wipe that off. But that's the really great thing. So if you're decorating for Halloween, maybe you have, you know, a board like this and you just want to reuse it. You put Halloween on there, you wipe it off. You can put a Thanksgiving transfer on there. Whatever you want to do, you're in charge. Okay, so I think that if we do green for these leaves, maybe a little red, or I guess, what's that called again? Currant jam around where the flowers are. And I'm thinking white for the words. Now the thing about this is the chalk paste will dry in the transfer. So you either have to work pretty quick. This is a small transfer, so it won't be bad. You either have to work fairly quickly or, you know, leave a little bit of a thick layer on there until you're ready to scrape it off. So I got these on here pretty good. Now, like I said, you would want to stir your chalk paste, but just to save time, and since they were all new, I have already opened them and stirred them up. And this is my first time chalking. I found Chalk Couture through YouTube, and I got really excited about it. And I loved the product so much, and I loved what it was and what it looked like so much that I decided to sell it without ever having touched it or used it before. And this is my first time, so I'm really happy you guys are here. Please bear with me. I've seen a lot of people do this, but I've never actually done it myself. It probably would have been good for me to squeegee this, because you do want to make sure you don't have any bubbles in there, but I think I'm good. Okay, so I'm going to do the words in white, I think, and a little bit of chalk paste goes a long way, so I really don't even have to put it all over, or maybe I do. And this is the old formula, so I'm learning with the old stuff here on the white. Nothing like having everybody watch you learn for the first time, right? Just be transparent. If we make a mistake, we learn together, right? So glad you guys are here. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to throw them out there. The really cool thing about this is you can just do whatever your heart desires. You know, use the colors you like. And just for the sake of being able to show you, I'm probably going to get colors in other spaces because I'm trying to work pretty quick. But what you can do is you just wipe it off and you can put it right back in there. As long as you're using the same color, you just wipe that chalk paste on, put it back in the container, and you have it for next time. Now, I do want to leave kind of a thicker layer just because I'm still got some to work and I don't want it to dry in the transfer. And I have this fear of, since this is my first project, that's going to happen. So I'm going to leave it kind of thick this time. But that's what you would do if you were working in there, you know, get it in there. Okay. So I had gotten one squeegee and I kind of tore it in half, and so I'm just gonna the good thing about that multi-tool I was talking about is you can just put little blobs down and then go back and kind of just rub it in. I'm gonna put that right there for just a second. You guys are going to probably see this dry in here for me. I have a feeling. So I have some baby wipes here. I'm just going to wipe this off since I only have two. Oh, now I like the consistency of this currant jam. If I had to guess, I would say that is about the perfect consistency. I'm going to grow multiple arms here. I'll just do all of them. Now, you can see what I'm doing is I'm kind of getting these colors kind of close to each other. So I'm going to end up mixing. If you mix, you do not, I repeat, do not want to put this back into your jar because it's going to contaminate the other colors. So once I peel this off, I wouldn't, you know, I can't scrape it down like I did the white and put it back in there. And I am starting to mix this, and that's just because I decided it looked kind of pretty if we kind of swirl this a little bit.
You have your phone over there?
It's back behind the...
Trying to share with your iPad.
Okay, so I'm thinking I better get this off here. I might be in trouble. So I have all that on here, and I'm just gonna scrape this off. You could do this all in one color if you wanted to do it all white. You'd just go right down there, scrape the excess off, and you'd be done. So put those over there. And oh, that got really mixed. I kind of like it like that, except I made a big mess. So peel and reveal. And I kind of got some of the red in the green and the green in the red, but I kind of like the way it looks. What do you guys think? It's kind of like a swirled effect there. Now, if I was doing this, you know, with you guys, or if you were doing it, you would want to take your transfer to the sink and just wash it off with water. And then you could clean the back of it with a Lysol wipe. And then you would want to dry it transfer side up. Thanks, Lacey. It is cool, isn't it? Thanks, Jennifer. I really like the blended colors. I've seen it done, and it came out really cool. But the really neat thing is, you can see I had this little mess over here. And a little water would probably be the best to get this off, but I didn't plan ahead, and all I have are these wet wipes, so we're going to use those instead. But I would recommend a paper towel and just a little bit of water. And you can see right here where I went over the edge of the transfer, so I can get that. That's the really cool thing. If you have just a little bit of a mess up, you can clean it off a little bit with water, and voila. Yeah, hang on. Whoops. We're still getting used to this Archon mount, sorry. I think Nesto's trying to zoom and I'm moving at the same time. So that turned out really cool. You can see how the red's kind of blended in there, and the green, and you know, the flowers are kind of red and green. I think it turned out cool. I've been seeing a lot of fall projects that are swirled like that with the fall colors, the oranges and the browns and the greens. So I think it came out really neat. For my first time, I was a little more nervous, so I wanted to make sure I got it off of there and it didn't get stuck in the transfer. But, you know, I think it looks neat. What do you guys think? Pretty cool? I think it'd be fun to, you know, do these with your friends. You could have sip and chalks, and everybody could, you know, have a board and a transfer, or, you know, if you get together with your family at Christmas, you could do something like that as well. And me, I'm not sure what I would do with it yet if I had more transfers. Actually, I have one that would probably work, but if you had something, you know, that had the little wreath things, you could put some more stuff on the sides, or you could put maybe some silk flowers or something. So this one's the established wreath. So it has all the numbers, and you can put established and the year your family was established, but it has these little viney things here, and you could put one of those on each side, or maybe put one up here, one on each side, one top and bottom. That's a really cool thing. You can mix and match transfers, and they'll last you about 12 uses if you clean them and take care of them properly. We'll be doing some more projects with this because I just think it's so much fun. This one says create. This was also in my starter kit. I really like that one. And if you can see these white lines, those are just cut lines. So you cut and then you can position them however you like. I have some other ones. I'll just show you the ones I got in case you didn't see my unboxing video. These are all like camping stuff. This one says wander, let's go explore, happy camper. And you could do these on ornaments or things like that. Couture has what they call chocobo chips, which look about like this board that I was just working on, but they're smaller so that you can make ornaments or do different things with them. This one's really neat. It says farm and sweet. There's a milk jug and a lantern and a rooster and a candle. I've seen a lot of neat things done on this Aiden board that I showed you with it, where people put farm, sweet farm, and just, put all the little decorations around. So I'll be getting more colors of chalk paste and more transfers and surfaces for us to work with. But the biggest thing to remember is if you are layering, you want to be sure that each layer is dry before you put the next layer on. And you want to make sure that you fuzz your transfer so it doesn't stick in between. And then you always want to make sure you put your lids back on your paste because it will dry out. So I'm going to do that now, and then what I'm going to do is dry the board and make sure it's really dry. As it dries, you can kind of see it was glossy at first, and now it's kind of changing to kind of a matte finish. So you can kind of physically see it change. But I'll show you the really cool thing that happens. I'll make sure this is dry.
Lacey is asking, are they available in stores or ordered somewhere?
Hi, Lacey. These are actually Couture, and if you look in the lower bottom of your screen, there is a link to my page where you could buy these. They aren't available in stores. It's actually a direct sales company, and I am a designer for them, so you could purchase through my website. Or, if you have more questions or there's something else, other questions that you have or anything else you want to know, I'd be happy to kind of chat with you about it. But you can go there and look at the catalog online, and it has all the products in it. And this is a copy of the catalog, but it is out there online. Okay, so that was most of the way dry whenever I put the blow dryer on it. But you can see, if this was just a chalk, I wouldn't be able to do this. But I can rub my hand on it, nothing on my hand, and our design is still there. Look how pretty that is. Just think that's so neat. And this board does come with this little piece of twine, so you can put it through the hole and tie it up. And the really neat thing is that these are double-sided, so now I have a whole nother surface on the back that I can still craft on and do another transfer. So I really love that. And then, you could have maybe Halloween and Thanksgiving, or you could have, Halloween and Christmas, and you can just flip it over when you want to go to the next side. Or even better, if you're done with this transfer, then you can just spray the board and wipe it off with a paper towel and start all over. Isn't that cool? I'm really excited you guys joined me tonight. And do you all have any other questions that I can answer for you? Like I said, I am really excited to be a designer for the company, and I didn't join just so I could be like, hey guys, buy this for me. I just was really excited about it, and for a direct sales company, they have a really great discount. So, and I'm happy to pass that on to my friends and family. So definitely, if you're interested, get with me before you order straight from the site, And I might be able to get some of this stuff in your hands for a little bit cheaper than if you order straight from my site. But you know, like I said, I'm not doing it just to sell. There was just such a great discount, and I was so excited about it that I knew that I just wanted to do this for myself as a hobby and make some gifts for my friends, and maybe even sell some of the finished products. So, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me and for watching. This is our finished project. Gosh, this is really awkward. There we go. Okay. Well, thanks everybody, and I'm so happy you joined me, and have courage and be kind and keep crafting. Thanks so much.